Hey guys, it's Tiara here, better known as Winterfall 188. Today we are doing a pop art zombie for the 2017 NYX Face Awards. I chose this because, obviously, pop art, it's fun, it's colorful, and you can get super clean and crisp lines. And what's better than that? Plus you can add glitter. And I also chose it because it was inspired by a song that my friend showed me recently. And it's been stuck in my head, and I promised them I would do a makeup for it. So here it is. So the first thing that you want to do is plan out the vocal point. I'm starting with the giant mouth. That's going to start just on the top of your lips. You're going to kind of create a mustache with that white face paint that you're using. So now I'm just planning little designs that I have around my face paint. Right now I'm doing the pink swollen eye, I would say. And then now I'm going to do little patches all over. Do whatever makes you happy. You can make them as big or small as you want. They will be colored in later. This is me planning highlights. I'm gonna draw on a little bit of a chest. And then I'm doing the collarbones. One of these will be turned later on into a bone. So when you're planning, if you do ever draw clothes on when you are painting on yourself, you want to make sure you have a reference photo. I looked at one of a bikini that I thought was kind of cute. So now we're getting ready to do the base. The consistency that you want your paint to be, I like to make it the consistency of mayonnaise. It sounds a little bit weird, but trust me, if you want that flawless finish, you're going to want it to be mayonnaise. And make sure you get right into your hairline. I'm going to be wearing a wig later on, but even if it was just your normal hair that you're going to be styling later on too, you do want it to be faded into your hairline. It just makes things look a lot more flawless. So for the teeth, you're going to want your white face paint. You can just draw them right on. It does not have to be super picky on the shapes of anything. And because I didn't want it flesh kind of like peeling away, and I figured that we're all skulls underneath, I did draw a skull nose. So for the bottom row of the teeth, I am being a little bit more picky with the shapes of them. I wanted some taller ones, some shorter ones. So now we're gonna paint the tongue. I start off with white just because I know that later on when I paint with the pink, it's gonna create an automatic highlight. And then I take that hot pink and I trace all around it. So once you have the whole tongue painted pink, you can see that some of the highlights are still there. You're gonna go in with the pink again once it's dried, and you're just gonna darken it a little bit where that fold would be. And now we're just adding pink to that fleshy part underneath of the yellow. So now we're gonna go in with a small detailed brush, and we're going to draw some of the teeth on. I start with always the center one, just so it's not gonna be crooked or anything. And as you do get more to the side, you do want to make them smaller, just to help the illusion that it's sticking out and then going back into your mouth for this huge giant mouth that you have on your face. So now we're gonna outline that pink part that is starting to go into the skull. And take your time with this because you will probably have a lot of little tiny baby lines in there. There's no rush. So going back in on that pink with some of the electro blush, I found it make it look a lot more vibrant, which was super nice and definitely what you're going for with a pop art look. And we're gonna use the primal colors again from NYX in hot yellow and go over top of that just to blend out the edges and make it all look seamless. And now I'm getting ready to use the NYX primal colors in hot orange. And we're just gonna go on the outer corner of your eye, and we're gonna blend that, and you're gonna add some more into the inner corner of your eye now, and you're gonna blend, and then we're gonna take some of that orange and bring it down underneath your eye, and then go on the bridge of your nose. And now my favorite brand new product that I haven't used ever. It's the eyeshadow Frostbite, and you're just applying this onto the very center of your lid. And you're gonna blend that in again, and above the brow, just to give some definition. And now I'm taking some of the hot red from NYX and just darkening the outer corner of my eye, again to get some of that vividness. So now I'm using the black eyeliner from NYX, and you're just gonna do the waterline and do the inner corner, and then you're gonna do your tight liner. So now I'm using the White Lace Romance. It's the NYX Lingerie Eye Tint, but I actually stick it on to the inner part of your eye, just on the eyelid right in the center, and then I spread it out a little bit, and then I actually use it to stick glitter onto my eye. And just dusting away some of that glitter and the fallout that happened. And then I'm just going in again with some of that hot orange. Now for fake lashes. I'm actually using the NYX Wicked Lashes in Sinful. Hold it with both fingers. You want to make sure that it has the roundness to it, and it helps the eyelashes go on a lot easier. So now you're going to apply a little bit of lash glue to the back of the lashes, just on the band part, and you're going to wave it for about 3 to 4 seconds and place it on. I place in the center first, and then I do the inner corner and then the outer corner. And then I go along pressing softly but applying pressure. And now I'm using the NYX extra large mascara, and you're just gonna apply it on the bottom and the top. So now I'm taking the NYX Purple Blaze eye pencil and actually using it in my brow. And now we're just gonna start doing some of those details. I'm taking some hot pink and just painting in that puffy eye shape that we did earlier with the white. And just adding some highlights with some white face paint mixed in with some pink. And now we're gonna start outlining in black. Again, you wanna make sure that your lines are crisp and clean. You will have to follow the lines a little bit more with this because black is such a strong color, you will see mistakes. And I'm just taking an angled brush and smudging some of those black lines just to help add a little bit more definition. Alright, so I'm just getting my white face paint ready to go. We're gonna start painting that tank top bikini. And don't worry about the edges, you are gonna outline it with black. But do try to be a little bit careful. And again with the other side, just painting it all the way. And now it's time to start painting in the purple sections of those white spots that we left earlier. And like I said earlier, one of those highlights was becoming a bone, so this is where we're drawing the black part around it, just outlining it carefully. And once you're done outlining, you can start coloring it in with the black. And now we're gonna start shadowing on the line of the yellow and the pink, and just fade it out nice and slowly. And then I'm doing it again, except this time on the white part underneath the pink flesh part. Now this, I would suggest making it a lot more darker just because it is underneath 2 layers. And I'm just taking a little bit of white face paint and touching up the highlights on the tongue just so that it would stand out because we are going to be painting the mouth black and red around it. And now we're going to outline with black again. If you are scared about later on painting it black around the mouth, you can do a thicker outline around the tongue. That's what I usually do, just because I do get scared that if I have a thin line, I might wreck it. And this is where we're gonna start painting in the mouth black. Be careful around the lips and the teeth there. I'm taking some red face paint and roughly applying it to the chin area. This is where you're coming to create the illusion of a big mouth. And we're gonna fade in some black. You can, by all means, mix red and black in various shades on a palette or a piece of paper or whatever you'd like first. I like doing it on my face, it's just easier for me. So I paint red all around the tongue. So now you're doing the outside of the mouth. I'm just creating triangles. You can do whatever you want for this part. I wanted it to look a little bit like flesh was tearing away, so for me that would be triangles. And now I'm just outlining some of the bottom teeth. Same process as above, except these ones are a little bit more jagged and I'm doing a lot more cracks in them. And then fill in all that empty space with black face paint. And I wanted to add a little bit of that pink flesh, so that's what we're gonna do. And now up above with the pink flesh, we're just finally gonna outline that in black. and I pop back to the pink part, outlining again, and you can add as many or as little cracks as you'd like. And to speed things up, I did 1/2 of the body paint and I finished it. I also put on a wig. So you're going to want to contour around your forehead and your temples with the hot orange eyeshadow that we used earlier. You're also going to want to do underneath your cheekbones because zombies do have a little bit of a sunken look. And now I'm just adding a little bit of orange in places that I wanted to break up the yellow and wherever there should have been a shadow. So if you're wearing clothes, usually it creates some of a shadow. So I wanted to create one on the arm by the strap. And now I'm taking some hot fuchsia again and just going along the edges of the purple spot. And we're gonna outline that baby in black. Be careful to watch out for your hair. And then if your black is the consistency of mayo, it will be super easy for you to just dip a little bit in and do some dots. You can make some of the lines a little bit thicker or thinner, totally up to you. I wanted to play around with the style, so I did do some lines thicker and others thinner. And I did add some smaller cracks and details. I just continued along the black outline that we did earlier, just with a fine detail brush, drawing some thin, shorter lines, just drawing some little triangles here and there. So now you're gonna do the red dots. I first marked it out with red face paint, and then I wanted to make them a little bit sparkly, so I used the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in Cherry Skies and went over the red dot that I had just done. This gave it a darker shade in color and made it tacky enough so the red glitter would stick onto it. And you're gonna outline that with black again. It is hard to paint your chest, so whatever makes this easier for you, go ahead and do it. And I want to add another little red dot, so you're gonna do the same process and then glitter that baby up. And now we're gonna outline the bikini or top. So you're just gonna take your black face paint and trace along that white line. You don't have to do it in one continuous stroke. Sometimes it's easier to do smaller ones. That way your black doesn't get faded out. And repeat on the other side. And you're gonna take some black eyeshadow and just add a little bit on the edges of that bone, the collarbone that we made, just to make it look like it's actually inside your skin. And this is where I take some of that hot red from the primal colors and I just put some over the mouth. It just helps take away some of that shine and also deepens that red color that we got going on. And I also made a brain out of gelatin earlier. And then I actually took glitter and mixed it in with KY jelly. And I just am painting it over the brain just to give it that ooey gooiness. It helped the sparkles stick on better. You will be adding more sparkles and glitter over top of it. So you're gonna very carefully take the brain off the mold or whatever you have painted it on and put it on your head. And you can have it centered or you cannot. Totally up to you. And then you're gonna take some gauze and just gonna wrap it around. Now my trick for you is to pre-cut this. Make sure you have a long amount. I didn't do this and you'll see me struggle in a second. This is where I'm struggling. Can't break it. And I'm looking for my little scissors. And just tuck it into the back. You can also bobby pin it. One thing I probably would have done is just bobby pin underneath first and then bobby pin after. And what's a brain and glitter without blood? So you go ahead and you add all that blood you want. Be careful it doesn't drip on your nicely painted body that we just worked very hard on. And that, you guys, is my 2017 NYX Face Award entry. Thank you guys so much, and be sure to subscribe and follow. Winter, fall,